Welcome to the Warrant and Finance Committee meeting on January 25th, 2021, at 6:15. First on the agenda is to salute the flag.
We'll give you a break. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And for you, Dr. Williams.
Everybody remember that?
Go Canada.
Yep. The number 3 on the agenda is election of officers. Any nominations?
I will nominate Dennis as service chairman for this year.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any other nominations?
Move to close nominations.
Got to vote on the first motion.
Close nominations. Close.
Get a vote on that one first.
Yeah, got to vote on that. Second.
Okay. I need a second on that.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor? Here we go, Tom. Get me confused. Okay. All in favor of Dennis Long being the chair? Raise your hands. Nays is 3-0 and 1 abstention. How's that?
Sounds good.
Now we have nominations for vice chair.
Roland, you want the job?
I don't have any objections.
Okay. You're an alternate, right? Or are you?
Alternate.
You're alternate, that's what I thought. Okay, I will nominate then Roland to serve as vice chair.
And I'll second that. Any other nominations? Seeing none, all in favor?
Close nominations, but that's okay. We'll roll with it.
Roland is the vice chair. Tucker, I apologize. I should have said this in the beginning, that you're a voting member tonight, as a few people couldn't make it tonight. Some were medical reasons and others had other schedules. So with that being said, I guess they're all excused absences, if we have to keep track of that.
And we do have a quorum with...
We do have a quorum with four people. The number 4 on the agenda is the liaisons. I will say this before we get going on this, talking to Virginia. She said that she had been the liaison for the school for the last 3 years, and under the circumstances, she's not sure at this point if she'll be able to make the meetings for the next 4 to 6 weeks. And so she asked if somebody else would be the liaison for the school this year.
I've been liaison for a number of years for the school, but I prefer to stay with the fire department if that's all right. And maybe what I would suggest is that we communicate with the people and do the assigning of liaison by email, and then come back and confirm that at our first meeting, if that makes any sense.
Well, the problem is with that, Tom, is the school's starting their budget deliberations in a couple of weeks.
All right.
And that's why, even though I understand with the departments themselves, other departments in town, that we still have a while, and what you're saying is really, the real issue is the school. With that being said, the school told me that, hold on a minute, the Warrant and Finance Committee can work this one of 2 ways. They can participate on Zoom if they wish. If the Warrant and Finance Committee wants to go to the school and participate, John said he would appreciate it if we'd let him know how many people are coming, and they would change the room that they're meeting in to accommodate however many people were there. So with that being said, it might influence your decision, somebody's decision whether they want to participate.
Well, early on in the process, while they're building the budget, I'm not sure it's necessary to, for this board to be actively involved. And so I'm not sure a presence is necessary. I think that can be done on Zoom. We really don't become viable until you get to the actual final part of the budget and when the board sits down to vote on it. I don't have a problem watching and participating on Zoom from home, and I think any of us could do that equally well.
I'll take the school.
You want the official liaison?
I'll take the school.
Okay.
And everybody else can watch on Zoom if they want to, or if you decide that you want to go to the meeting.
They are going to be they're going to be on Zoom.
Yeah, John said they can do it either way the Warrant and Finance Committee wanted to do it. Any of the members, there might be a member that wants to go there, and there might be the other 3 members want to sit home and watch it on Zoom. So we'll do that. Roland can be the liaison, the official liaison, and the rest of us can just watch and catch up and hopefully understand how they're coming up with their numbers when they are building their budget. Tom, you had said you'd like to be the liaison to the fire department.
I'd like to continue that.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Then we have, the roads. Last year, David Senior was on that. I don't know, I didn't hear why he isn't here tonight, but, we can hold off on that, or we can have multiple liaisons anyway.
Right.
So, you're kind of in the business, Tucker,
Yep, I wouldn't mind picking that up.
that road department.
Yep.
A couple of years ago, he could have been the guy.
Almost.
Almost, you never know.
I would like to stick with the Forest Conservation Committee also.
Yeah. Have patience, guys.
Oh, sorry.
My shorthand is getting messier every year. The forestry,
Correct. Yep.
was the cemetery in on that too, or no, Tyler? The liaison, it was just the forestry, right? It wasn't a combination of forestry?
I believe so, yeah.
Was it both?
No,
Just
the
forest.
forest, yeah.
The transfer station,
I can do that if nobody else wants to. I wouldn't mind doing transfer station.
and the thing is, you know, if somebody else says, geez, I'd like to do that too.
Right.
There's no reason, why they can't.
Yep.
I guess the next biggest one is the town, municipal end of it, and I'll do that. Kim is the liaison this year for the selectmen, so I'll work with Kim and the treasurer to bring forward anything that, you know, the committee asked for. You guys can either ask for it tonight, or you can send me an email or whatever, so that we'll have this information at our next meeting.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Well, let's review what we went through last year in trying to get information. You will recall I think that we made requests, or I made requests, and I got all kinds of emails telling me why we couldn't. Apparently, our municipal officers cannot separate their job as municipal officers from being employees, okay? I emailed Michelle with a specific request in February. I got an email back from Jen saying that Michelle had to have permission from the selectmen in order to do that. Now, anybody and his brother can go in and ask that information. That's public information.
Right.
I got the information, as I said earlier this evening, the night after, or the day after, we voted on the articles that that information pertained to. That doesn't fly. The selectmen have no business denying any member of this committee access to our municipal officials, not employees, they're municipal officials, they're responsible to the town meeting. They are employees, and in certain areas, they do have responsibilities as employees, but their primary responsibility as an officer is to respond to the town meeting and the other officials of the town meeting. And that goes with respect to legal opinions, it goes with respect to anything having to do with finance up there. So, I think probably what I'm hoping for is that we get this straightened away real fast. That I don't get emails back saying, oh, well, you have to have a vote of this, then the selectmen have to approve it, and then maybe you'll get it and maybe you won't.
I think I have a solution to that, Tom.
Okay, good.
And it's just me. I'll use the road commissioner, road departments, for example. And if Tucker has some questions about the finances or the operations or whatever, of the finances of the road commissioners, I think he goes to the road commissioner and says, this is the information I need, whether it's the finances or whatever it is. And it's up to the road commissioner to give him that information. And the road commissioner, whatever he needs, he would get it, I assume, from the treasurer or whatever, to have a sit down, and it's kind of like you with the fire chief.
You know what happened last year when it came to the attention of the Board of Selectmen that I had actually gone over and met with the chief in February and had a discussion and exchange of data.
Yeah.
Remember?
Evening, Arnie.
Evening, Arnie.
Welcome. Did you ask the chief for that information?
Yeah.
And he told you to go to Michelle?
No. I asked specific questions about the operation of the fire department. I had about 5 sheets of paper of questions I had, which the chief provided me, and also the explanation of why the tanker needed to be replaced, et cetera. We had long discussion, okay? And then apparently the Board of Selectmen was very upset that I had gone to the chief to obtain that information. I asked for financials because I was looking for 3 years in arrears because I hadn't seen them for 3 years.
Now, this was from the treasurer?
From the treasurer.
Right.
Our municipal official.
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying, Tom.
All right, I don't care how we do it, but we're not playing this game again.
I'm hoping if we decide that we're gonna go to the department heads, that we are liaisons to, any information we want, that department head, hopefully, and I can't imagine they wouldn't, will get us that information.
Well,
Whether it's Bobby Mann, or a road commissioner, or the school, or, I would hope.
the problem is the perception of our selectmen is that they are employees and they can't provide that information to anybody except with their approval.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Tom, is how they're laying it out there, but I'm hoping that we can work past that this year.
All right.
And we're gonna find out.
All right.
But that's our goal.
Okay.
I'll pass that down to Arnie, Tom.
Yep. Who's chairman? Got the job again.
I want to back up. Well, I guess I really haven't backed up, but, Arnie, we're doing appointments to the different departments. Rollins is going to be the school, Tom's going to be the fire department, Tucker's going to be the roads and forestry, and Tom's gonna be the transfer station. What's your pleasure on what you'd like to do?
What do you want me to do?
Whatever you wanna do, Guy. I think,
What's left? I don't know.
well, it's twofold. I think
Was this meeting at 6?
yeah, I didn't tell you that, I'm sorry.
Thought it was 6:30.
I'm sorry, Arnie.
Well, you had supper, right?
I'm sorry.
Lucky guy.
I just looked at this notice and I thought,
Yeah,
what the hell?
yeah, well, maybe it was 6:30, but
Well, did you look,
6 tonight.
did you look at the email? The meetings are not until February.
The email I sent out? Did I send out? Was February 25th?
You are WF3, aren't you?
Yeah.
I got an email from WF3.
Then why are you here?
Huh?
You got
I
another
wanted to be
month?
early.
But if you look at the town website, under meeting schedule, it is listed.
It's in there, right.
Well, I apologize.
Well, no big deal, I mean,
You can see a lot of that with my, technical
well,
services.
I'm not gonna depend on your technical ability.
I would advise everybody to, check anything I put out there to see if it's reality.
I apologize for being late.
No, it's,
Getting older, we're in the same boat, Dennis, you and I.
we haven't done the municipal thing, Arnie, in the rec and different ones. I don't know what the rec's gonna do this year. They really haven't done anything other than the Christmas thing, so it's pretty like a dead until things change, you know? They had no fall or winter sports, so I don't know if there's really a heck of a lot to do with that. So I think the only main thing now would be the municipal end of it, the selectmen and,
There is one other.
What's
I
one
don't
other?
know if it exists or not. I know people have been approached, and that is the Capital Improvement Committee.
you know, they appointed one last year.
Yeah.
Last week, I'm sorry.
Oh, they did?
It took a couple years, but by gosh, they got one, and they got 5 people on it. And I do know that they haven't scheduled a meeting yet.
They haven't even been told what their responsibilities are
Right.
yet.
So,
There's no ordinance, in other words, or...
no, this is an appointed committee by the selectmen,
Yeah. Okay.
and
But good that.
they will have a meeting, I would assume, pretty soon. I don't know how much it's gonna affect us this year. You know, if they can come up with anything in such a short amount of time.
I wouldn't think so.
It was 14 months ago. I was looking through our minutes when, the selectmen were going to appoint a committee.
Yeah, it's gonna be us.
And, no, that was that time too.
Oh, that was...
That was after we said no.
I'll do what I can, but I do have commitments at home that
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I'll do it with you, Arnie.
I can't attend, a lot of meetings.
Yeah.
I'll make, for some, we'll make some,
I'll do the municipal thing with you,
all right.
and that's big.
And you know I'll be at every selectmen's meeting with,
And that
Very
capital
few.
improvement thing should be,
They
don't know what it's gonna do.
We'll set that aside until they actually
Yeah.
get a organization going over there.
now, did everybody, get the budget schedule that the school put out?
Is it on the, I haven't looked at the website.
Yeah, Kim sent it out. Oh boy, now I can't see a thing, I just brushed.
You need to do the same thing I did. I just got new eyeballs. I only have to have these now for really close-up stuff.
All the meetings this year are gonna be at 5 o'clock. January 14th's gone. February 11th.
yep,
February 25th is review of warrant articles. March 4th at 5 p.m. is a budget meeting, review of warrant articles. March 11th at 5 p.m. School committee meeting, then transition to budget meeting. So they're hoping on March 11th that the Warrant and Finance Committee will vote on the warrant articles. And March 18th, the school committee would vote on their articles.
Wait a minute, they want us to vote before they vote?
School committee to vote on budget articles and Warrant and Finance Committee to review to follow.
Oh, okay, all right.
So this might be, March 11th, hopefully, and if for some reason something comes up and we can't, we got the March 18th date, because it says the same thing, and I assume that's, then April 2nd is due at the town hall, and April 26th, they're hoping that we'll have a town meeting on the school budget, if it's allowed this year. John said he's not sure, obviously, what the governor's gonna do, or how it's gonna work out. We might be in the same boat we were last year, but if things turn out positive, this is the schedule they'd like to keep. I told him, when he went over with me, that I was fine with that. I don't see any big thing. He said he's gonna budget, like this, all the kids are gonna be back full-time next year. And I think he said they're coming up with a new bus contract. This was the last year of that bus contract, and, not a lot of, changes. They've done, quite a few improvements to the building, I know, for, COVID, air quality and different things like that. He told me they're running the MERV 13 filters now, which is nice.
Yep.
And, so, I mean, they've been doing the best they can do to upgrade the school to make sure it's obviously safe for everybody.
Mechanical systems typically get very neglected in public buildings.
Yes, they do. They sure do, guys, but Andy's done a great job, bringing this stuff up. Now, with the, you want that, Tom?
Oh,
Okay, thank you.
Sorry, I don't have them for everybody, I just picked them up tonight. Michelle was nice enough to, maybe I do have them for everybody. Michelle was nice enough to print them off.
but I got this already. I got
Did
it.
Alan, you already took one?
Yes, I did, Tom.
It was very
I mean,
nice of her. What did I do with the, municipal one? Anybody got any idea what I did with it?
Municipal
What
schedule.
municipal?
Yeah.
It's on the back of the schools.
Oh, that's a good place for it. Why there's 2 pages there?
That's exactly correct, sir.
Thank you, Roland.
No problem.
That's why you're the vice chair.
Try and keep it straight.
Vice chair.
Vice chair, Visine.
So the initial requests are due February 21st. Notice of potential ordinance articles, February 5th. Final ordinance articles due February 26th. Joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen, March 6th. And that's, I guess, is when we all sit in the room together,
This says by Zoom, or by Zoom.
or by Zoom.
Yeah, okay, got it, yeah.
Warrant Finance recommendations due by April 16th. And they asked me if March 6th to April 16th was enough time when they set their schedule, and I said yes. Whether we meet once a week or twice a week, I mean, that's 6 weeks I think we should be able to do all our municipal end in 6
Well,
weeks.
I think, if I can just interject something here, I think we can, as long as we get the information we ask for. And the problem that for the past several years, keeps getting stalled, time goes by, and you don't get the information.
I agree, Tom.
Okay.
And I'll do my best to make sure we get it this year.
Either that or just let the selectmen know that date's fine as long as we get the information when we request it.
Yeah. Selectmen signed the warrant finance April 16th. Selectmen signed the warrant April 28th. Warrant posted by April 30th, and town meeting by June 8th. For the election, June 12th for the town meeting. Hopefully, we can have an open town meeting this year. And I really would like to thank everybody for doing this stuff on Zoom last year. I know myself personally, it was a huge challenge. And thank goodness for Molly, my great-granddaughter, because she helped me out an awful lot. And so I was able to attend a lot of these meetings. I will say that these Zoom meetings, the way we were doing them last year, it's very hard to run a meeting on Zoom when you have 8 people on this committee, and then you've got, whether it's the school board or the selectmen and the treasurer, and trying to keep everybody, people disappear, then you can't hear them, and then they come back, and personally, I absolutely hated it.
Yeah, I did too.
But I would like to thank everybody for the attempt they made and all the work they did and try to accommodate what we had to go through, and I'm hoping we don't have to do that this year. And I'm hoping we don't get the resistance this year from municipal offices we got last year. I've spoken to them about that, and our role as a Warrant and Finance Committee is very clear. And with that being said, what I would like to do tonight is adopt our rules that we laid out last year, the way we operated our meetings, with an amendment to one. I guess this is what I would like you guys to do, as you're down well, please. When responsibilities of the chairman, I would like to add to that the chairman appoints liaisons to different departments. Now, obviously, at least with me anyway, it'd be up to the person if they want to do it or not. But it would give us the authority to do that. And if you look through the paperwork from last year, there's no verbiage in there that addresses liaisons. So I'd like whoever's gonna make a motion on this, hopefully.
I'll make the motion that the chairman shall have the authority to appoint liaisons officially for this committee.
And the other thing I would like to do, no, we want to take a vote on that now, don't
I think
we?
you should take a vote on that.
Do we have a second on that?
Discussion.
What,
We have a second?
I'll second it.
All right, go ahead.
What, do you have the copy of these rules that you're proposing?
Yeah, the same ones we had last year.
Well, I know, but weren't those amended? I mean,
After this,
were this here? This form, it says, no, that's not it.
it says the intent and the purpose and the roles.
Yeah, but was that ever passed in the minutes? I don't remember I got a marked up copy.
I do not think that we officially voted, because when we was gonna do this is when everything went to, but I guess what I'm saying is, I'm asking for what we did last year to be our, policy and procedures with the amendment of the appointment, of liaisons. And I know you're gonna disagree a little bit with me on this, Tom, but, that this is a standing policy, and I don't know how to word this, but from here on out, unless amended by a future committee. Because we have nothing in the way the Warrant and Finance Committee operates. There's nothing for anybody to look at.
Well, I think the problem with that is, Dennis, this committee, just like the Board of Selectmen, this committee has no authority to impose rules for subsequent.
I agree. They'll have to adopt the rules, Tom.
What's that?
They'll have to
Right.
adopt the rules.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But I want it
Yeah.
on record
Yeah.
that this is how we've been operating.
Right.
And when Roland and me and you
Yeah.
and Arnie, all leave, and Tucker's still here, Tucker can say, hey, and if they don't like exactly the way these are laid out, obviously, they can amend them and
Right.
say whatever they want.
All right.
But we have no rules of order.
Yeah.
Well, we adopted last year on October 24th, we adopted Robert's Rules of Order in brief as
Yeah.
the thing, and then.
And that's part of this packet, Arnie,
Yeah, and then we got this,
okay?
okay, and where it says chairman thing, that's all covered in Robert's rules, so this is just redundant. We don't need that one in there, and the secretary saying the secretary should call the time and place of the meeting, the members, that's all covered in Robert's rules.
How about the appointments of liaisons, Arnie?
Huh?
The appointment of liaisons.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, this document here, this is just being redundant. If we're gonna make this like the bylaws, we should take and, put in here that the meeting should be governed by Robert's rules, right in here, and
Yeah.
adopt these as bylaws for our committee. We have a right to adopt bylaws.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, and that's what we run the by, and then we can,
So we can adopt this as our bylaws.
yeah, add that to them, yeah. Why not? That would be the mission statement right on them.
Well, the thing is, the only thing with the board, what I want to do is make sure we do this tonight. So
I think
that
we
when
call
we're in
that-
our meeting, that we've got it all laid out.
I think we called that policies and procedures for this committee. These were the policies and procedures that supplemented the application of Robert's rules. That was the intent of this. That's a set of guidelines that apply specifically to the operation of this committee that are not covered in Robert's rules.
This little packet, now that I look at this, it says mission statement. The second page is the intent, purpose, the roles, and then the third page is the operating procedures, and it says, abbreviated Robert Rules of Order, the committee shall set its own agenda, committee, there's a whole bunch of rules right here, how we're gonna do it.
So
Yeah,
what do you guys want to do with our things tonight?
all right, let's add that thing there, although I don't think you need to add it because the chair has the right to adopt. You could ask anybody you want, and I can always refuse. I mean,
No, I appreciate that,
But-
but I just want to make sure that it's in our policies or procedures so that somebody can't say, you guys don't have the right to have liaisons. Where does it say it, that you have the right even to do that?
Right, okay.
And that's why I want it in there.
There's a motion on the floor, it's been seconded, and,
Okay, any more discussion about that? All in favor of the motion to add, the appointment part? Okay.
I have another suggestion that I would like to see, or at least discuss adding to that. And I will make it a motion that we add the following policy. The chairman shall not schedule a meeting to vote on warrant articles until the liaison for this committee confirms that liaison has all the information that they want, and are prepared for that meeting, okay? And this goes to the situation we got into last year where the selectmen were putting heat on you to schedule a meeting. You scheduled a meeting. Was the liaison for the committee, and I found out, and I hadn't had all the information that I wanted to begin with, and I hadn't had a chance to discuss it with this committee, and I got notice of that meeting like 24 hours before the meeting took place, so I was in a spot of saying, well, how come Tom didn't provide this information to the board? Well, I didn't have the information that I wanted.
No, I appreciate that, Tom, but we were thrown under the bus last year.
Right.
With the COVID and everything else, and then all of a sudden, everything, I don't know,
What was this gonna say? Did you write it down?
Yeah, I did. I'll read it.
yeah, I did.
Okay. Oops, I have to put my glasses on, I have to pull this down. Chairman,
Shall not
schedule a meeting to vote on a recommendation until the committee liaison has received all requested information at a minimum, and maybe a committee should vote to begin recommendations. I don't know that we need it, but we do need to be able to assert the fact that I don't want to be in a position of voting when I don't have the information I need to vote.
Well, in the standard operating things, it says the committee shall require 5 business days to review all warrant articles before taking a vote with the exception of extraordinary circumstances. Can we alter that to add what you want in it?
Well,
in that statement?
Yes, we can, but we can continue this discussion to it, and we don't have to
let's
do it
amend
tonight.
this.
But I
It's
think,
amendable, regardless, right, Tom?
I think it's important that you, if you're going to chair, when the selectmen start putting heat on you, you say, look, these are our policies and procedures, and until I have the agreement from the liaison, we're not in a position to vote on it.
Yeah.
Okay, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
And honestly, as a chair, I can make that his decision anyway.
Well, I know you can, but you're alone doing that.
But the thing is, what we went through last year, Tom, as you very well remember, was the authority part. And it took us quite a while to make that selectmen understand, that we're responsible to town meeting.
And it's going to happen again. You know why?
I hope not, but you might be right.
I know, well, I don't know that I'm right, but it's just like anything that consumes time happens up here. You get stonewalled as soon as you make a question, as soon as you ask a question, so.
But what I'm gonna be is Mr. Murray likes to be, because I'm gonna be very positive from this day forward. And I'm gonna look at the green part of the leaf,
Okay,
not the brown.
okay, I hear you.
So you want to make a motion to adopt these 3 pages?
Yes.
The Warrant and Finance Committee Policies and Procedures. Okay. I move that we accept the Warrant and Finance Committee Policies and Procedures, 3 pages, as our bylaws.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? It is unanimous. I have one other thing. We've had a little problem in the past. The legal definition of minutes of the meeting can be the tape recording.
Right.
Do we need to do anything farther than that?
Like what?
For example, the actions we took tonight. Do we have to do up a written set of minutes for that? Or is I know legally that the videotaping is the legal minutes.
That's the best proof.
Yeah.
Of what the committee did. I mean, that's,
The law says you must make a record of public proceedings.
Right.
And it's either got to be minutes a video or an audio,
Right.
one of the three.
Because one thing I've noticed, I haven't looked lately, but the minutes of the Warrant and Finance Committee hasn't been put on the town's website, for quite a few years.
Like 2014 or something.
And it's really kind of a waste of time to have all that discussion when the way they're doing things today, all you gotta do is look on YouTube in a week or whatever. Anybody that knows what's going on is going on. It's quite a burden to do the minutes.
Yeah,
And the other problem that arises when you do that is now you have two bodies of sources of information. Which one is the more reliable? Okay? And that poses a potential for a lot of conflict. Well, I read the minutes and it said this.
Right.
This is what we actually did.
Yeah.
So there should be one record, one official record.
Yeah.
That's it.
And I think that suffices for it, don't you, Al?
I have no objections. However, I'm going to tell you right away that there are certain parties who will object to that being the standard. Okay? And, you know,
They're more than welcome to state their concern.
they are perfectly welcome to express their opinion.
Yeah.
They cannot make it a requirement that you have to, I don't think that they can make it a requirement that you have to turn in a written set of minutes.
There's another way to deal with this too, Roland, and I had to deal with it in Alfred, which was a short period of time that I lived over there. When I was on the rescue, the selectmen came and said, oh, you have to have minutes of the rescue meeting. I said, fine, hire somebody to come take them. We're all volunteers, we're not doing that. You want written minutes? Have somebody here, we'll approve them next.
What's your thoughts on it, Tucker?
Well, I'm thinking it takes away one extra person if they're focusing on just trying to write everything down,
Yeah.
get everybody's thoughts. They're not really processing their own and contributing.
that's true.
I know if I had to sit down and write them, that's what I would be focused on, not
And not.
conversation.
And if you remember a year ago, that's what Carol said.
Exactly.
You know, as an alternate, that she would rather just do the minutes and not have to do the voting end of it because it's really too confusing. So that's what I would like to have a motion on that.
Okay.
And it's an official vote.
Then I will make a motion that the official record of Warrant and Finance Committee meetings for this fiscal year will be the videotape.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor? Thank you, guys. I think that's gonna be a big advantage to the Warrant and Finance Committee. Anybody got anything else? They wanna, any requests, anything that they want?
Well, when are we gonna, start actually?
Go ahead, Arnie, I'm waiting till you're done.
When are we gonna start actually getting into the budget? Because I wanna, some stuff that I would like to request from Michelle.
Yeah.
Information that, so, you know.
You and I'll sit down and go over that, Arnie. All right, we're gonna go over that.
Yeah, I just, if
The
we,
way I'd like to do it, at least with this part of the government, they said that we need to go through the selectmen liaison. The liaison for this committee is Kim. So what my thoughts is, talking to Kim and Michelle, the liaisons to the municipal government end of it, would set up a meeting with Michelle, and Kim, with some questions or stuff that we'd like to see. That way there, I think if you give it a week or two, you can come up with probably anything that you might want, and we'll set up a meeting with Michelle, and sit down and have a conversation. And I think it's the same thing with you, Tom, when you, contact Ricky, you say, you know, you get things you want to know or whatever, and sit down in conversation with him and tell him what you'd like to see, and he should be able to give you all the information, financial, or anything else. And I'm not saying leave the town hall out of it, but it's, you know what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but here's the problem. because I've been 7 years on this, okay? And I don't like putting people in difficult positions, okay? I don't like putting Michelle in a difficult position. I don't like putting Ricky in a difficult position. And the potential exists for that to happen.
Oh, yeah.
In those scenarios with respect to the selectmen. If they provide information to me and the selectmen are upset that they provided that information to me, that puts them in a difficult spot. I think we should be going directly to the person who has the official records of what has transpired here.
The fire chief should have the official record.
Well,
I'll tell you, 13 years that I worked at the school,
yeah.
I could tell you anything you wanted to know about the maintenance department of the school.
Oh, I'm sure.
And the finances and what we did last year and the year before and the year before. Because there is a financial record, and I would assume that the fire department would keep the records every year over there, and they should be able to give you anything you want, Tom. And that's the way I'm gonna try to do it, as far as I'm concerned. And if it doesn't work, Tom, give me a call.
Yep, okay.
And we'll work on something different.
Well, I like the idea of Kim being there, where she, so you don't end up having a middleman, you know?
Right.
You tell somebody, I need this, and then somebody else goes and says, that's what you need.
Right.
No reason that the chairman can't go and talk to the treasurer direct and say, I would like to see the budget for the, I don't know, whatever, the library for the last 5 years.
Right.
There's no
Any
reason.
citizen can do that, okay?
I understand that, but then I'd have to pay for it.
The only drawback to what we're all talking about is, and I can guarantee you it's going to be brought up, is they do not want you asking somebody for something, him asking somebody for something, him asking for somebody for something. They want it all to go through the chair of the committee.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And the chair makes all the requests,
But he
okay?
should go to Michelle, what is I'm saying, not have, I have to go to him and say, I would like to see the budget for the library for the last 5 years.
No, I'm
I
just
know you-
pointing out,
I
I'm
know-
pointing out what they're going to give you, okay?
I know what they would
All
like.
they're going to give you is, did the chair request this information? Is this a request from the entire Warrant and Finance Committee?
Did they
Was
vote
it
on it?
something that the committee voted on?
Right.
Okay? These are the obstacles that you're gonna see.
There's no record that it has to have
I'm
a
just-
complete, I know, but there's no record of
Attend
that.
the Board of Selectmen's meeting in here and hear the crap that they put
I
out.
understand that, but I mean, they tend to want to make these things, these policies, and policies are not law.
They try real hard to micromanage everything.
I know, but policies are methods to come up with a desired result.
I am not arguing that
Not
point with
rules.
you, Arnie.
Okay.
I'm in support of what you're saying. Okay.
Adding middlemen just muddle the waters.
Right.
Okay, you had something, Ron, you wanted to, said when Annie started talking?
No, I think we just covered it.
Okay.
I got Michelle in trouble a couple of years ago, and I was very, very upset about it. And I'm worried about doing that again to people who are considered by our selectmen as employees and subject to the will of the selectmen.
Gotta be very careful,
We got.
Yeah.
so there's no ramifications to anybody.
Right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
make a motion, we adjourn.
We have a second? Second. All in favor? So declared.
No.
Thank you, ladies.
He didn't.
Oh, my God,